What is up, guys? Ross Thomas here for the Brotographer.com, and I have the pleasure today of reviewing the Superpanel LED lights from Lupo, all the way from Italy. So a few months back, Lupo actually contacted me and asked me, hey man, do you just want to check these lights out? There was no strings attached or anything like that, so this product review is not sponsored by them or anybody else. I swooped on the opportunity to review these lights because I read their specs, they were ultra powerful, and I had some projects that I thought they could be useful for. Around the same time that they contacted me, my wife and I actually purchased a fitness facility called Core Fitness here in Modesto, California. I have the unique opportunity to be able to rebrand the entire company, so that means website, social media, logos, artwork, colors, and also the photo and video content. This place, which I'm shooting in right now, is actually really dark when it comes to shooting in all natural light. If I weren't to light it at all, I'd probably be shooting at like f1.8, ISO 1000 for most of my photos and video. And we all know the lower you can get your ISO in video, the cleaner it's gonna look and better it's gonna look. So I needed some really powerful lights to mitigate that dimly lit situation that I had been put in. The specs on the Superpanel are as follows. They have 400 LEDs with what Lupo calls their true color technology, a CRI of 95, a television lighting consistency index of 96. They are 22,000 lux at 1 meter, so they are going to burn your retinas out. They are 3 times brighter than any other LED light that I've ever used. They are variable in color temperature, so you can go from 3200 Kelvin all the way to 5600 Kelvin, and they weigh 5 pounds each, so they are on the heavier side. These panels are just over 1 foot by 1 foot in dimension, so they are pretty big. You can operate the Superpanels with the built-in AC adapter or a V-mount battery. They take 110 watts. The dimmer intensity is from 0 all the way to 100% in 1% increments. They've got a built-in silent fan. They have a flicker-free technology, so shooting in slow motion is perfectly acceptable. They can have a filter holder, and they have a variety of softbox and barn door options for you. As for build quality, the Superpanels are the best built LED lights that I have ever used. They're made up of a mixture of metal and plastic, the front perimeter area being metal and the back area being plastic, but it's a really hard plastic and it seems really durable. Any accessories that are mounted on there, like the holder for the AC adapter, are going to be metal as well. Overall, these Superpanels are a 9 out of 10 in build quality. A 10 out of 10 would just be a solid metal construction, and it would probably weigh 15 pounds at that. So 9 out of 10 is going to give you the best of both worlds with a little bit of weight savings as well, since you're probably going to have these things up high or hanging from the ceiling. As for power output, there is no denying that these Superpanels are absolute beasts. Let me show you what this light looks like at 25% on my face. Turn it around here. This is going to be 25%. And it is like the sun. If we move it up all the way to 100%, you probably can't even see my face anymore. So these things are going to output an absolute ton of light, and they are going to throw light all over the room. Let me just find the power switch. Okay, anyways, these things are going to throw a ton of light all over the room or wherever you want it to. The included barn doors that I have right here make it really nice to not throw light onto things that you don't want it to. I can barely see the camera right now because I'm blind, by the way. And Lupo also includes soft boxes for this as well, in addition to the barn doors, which you can get. It's a really nice design. You actually slip the softbox around the barn doors, open the barn doors up all the way, and secure the softbox with Velcro around each corner in the back of the Superpanel. So power output on the Superpanels is going to be an easy 10 out of 10. At 22,000 lux at a meter, they are about 3 times brighter than any other LED light I have ever used. Trust me, you are going to be surprised by how bright these things are, even after you modify them. As for price, the Superpanels in the dual color version without DMX or anything like that are going to run you $1,249. Now that may seem expensive for one light, but you have to take into consideration the output that you are getting for a 1x1 panel. There are many other lights out there that range in the $700 to $1,000 range that are also LEDs that don't give you this type of output or build quality. Now you may be thinking, well, I can't modify this 1x1 panel very well. And that's true of any LED panel. They're really hard to modify. They do provide those 1x1 softboxes that you can put on top of it. However, if you want a bigger modifier, take your 5-in-1 reflector and get the diffusion material out of it. Hoist this up pretty tall, hoist up your 5-in-1 reflector a few feet in front of it, and now you have like a 3-foot by 3-foot softbox. You can also get 1 or 2 of these, put a big, huge, say 8-foot by 8-foot scrim in front of it, shoot through, and these things have more than enough power output to be able to shoot through that scrim and provide exceptionally soft light in whatever situation that you're trying to shoot in. So I recently had a huge media day at Core Fitness here in Modesto, California, where we were reshooting a lot of photos and videos for the new website that I'll be launching for that business. What I did with these lights is I needed to get them high up in the air in our Pilates reformers room. There's definitely not enough natural light in there. Even though we have a whole bank of windows, there's screens on the outside of the window that really cuts in a lot of the light. It's supposed to be a nice atmosphere for the people doing Pilates reformer. However, for video purposes, we still needed more light. So what I did was actually get up over the false walls in those rooms and actually put these soft boxes on 2 of the super panels, hung them over the top edge of those walls, gaff taped them onto some water pipes, put a weight onto one of the backs of some legs I was putting it on, and 2 of those super panels were more than enough for me to shoot a ton of video in that room at a relatively low ISO and still be able to have a decently deep depth of field when shooting video. They were really nice to be able to shoot with, and I could actually mimic the sunlight, since they're dual color, that was coming in the bank of windows. I actually also kept the lights on to raise the ambient light in the room for a photo shoot, even though I was using a single flash. That definitely helped me not have to drag my shutter as long when shooting photos to bring up the ambient temperature. Light, I mean, not temperature, since the super panels were bringing up the ambient light by themselves. The other way I used the super panels during that shoot was to bring them in the main fitness area that I'm actually shooting this in right now. I wanted to create some interesting lens flares or backlight my subjects. It was a fitness shoot after all. Backlight my subjects so it would look pretty interesting. Here's one example of me backlighting Brandon, who's doing a kettlebell swing. And as you can see, the super panel is more than bright and creates a kind of cool effect while backlighting a subject when you're doing a shoot like this. So once again, these super panels are super bright. I don't even think I had that light all the way at full power in that instance, but there are some creative things that you can do with them as well, not just light up a wide room. So overall, my experience with the super panels has been actually really good, and I'm really thankful for Lupo for contacting me and letting me use these. Once again, they basically didn't have any requirements. They said, hey man, do you want to use these lights and give us your honest general opinions? And yes, I did, and those were those opinions. I think these lights are exceptional. If you have the budget for a $1,250 light and you need an extreme amount of output, these lights are definitely worth considering. You can shoot with them inside or outside with V-mount power, and I think they get around 1.5 hours when you're using that V-mount power battery pack, outdoors or indoors for that matter. One con that I would say, and I'll explain in a second, is that they don't have remote control power compared to something like the Aperture 120D. However, these are television production lights, and they do offer the DMX version, which you can get into a board, which is essentially remote control power. I am not shooting stuff in that high of a production level or in a studio like that, so I didn't need the DMX power. They sent me out the regular version, and that would do. I don't think these are your average amateur lights, so you need to be willing to take time to set them up. You're not going to be able to change them on the fly once they're up in the rafters. You need to take time, set them up, dial in your color temperature, dial in the light, and you're going to have to do all that manually. However, once you do that, these lights are exceptional for that $1,250. Now Lupo does offer, like I said, a wide variety of accessories like their barn doors, their softbox. They have really nice heavy duty light stands that got all the way up to 11 feet, I believe, and that's what you saw on that previous clip. So their accessories are made of really high quality also. So who do I recommend these to overall? I'd recommend the Superpanels to anyone who really wants to make an investment into their lighting and doesn't just want to dabble. You're really going to know what you want before getting these lights. You're going to need dual color, crazy high output, and something that's basically going to last forever. Now make sure you stock up on V-mount batteries if you're needing to use them without the AC adapter, so you're going to have to budget for that as well. But these lights are basically for anyone who pretty much knows what they're doing and has a vision and is willing to invest in their lighting gear for many years to come. So thank you to Lupo for sending these out to me. Thank you, Andrea, for contacting me. I am definitely not getting rid of these lights. They are going to be used at Core Fitness here in Modesto, California for my video production needs for many years to come. They solve a ton of problems for me because they are so bright, so easy to work with. So if you want to check out these lights, check out the link in the description below to head over to Adorama. They are the first retailer in the United States, I believe, to be carrying the Superpanel LEDs. I hope to actually be reviewing and using a few more products from Lupo sometime soon, so be on the lookout for that. Give me a subscribe here on YouTube if you like this content. Thank you very much for that. Give me a thumbs up as well if you dig it. Anyways, I'm Ross Thomas for the Brotographer.com. I will see you in the next one. Peace.